Hello brothers and sisters, today let me present you one of my latest scratch. This is a Chopard watch and this will be a classic unboxing. In that way I won't tell the watch right now, we will start with the unboxing. So let's do it. Here we got the outer paper box with a very nice texture covering. This is grey, this is cool looking, and also got a nice hot printed Chopard logo or text on the box. This is looking something unique because mainly the outer paper box only papers, but this is covered with textile, nicely textured and unique. You don't see this too often anywhere else. Inside we find a cool wooden box with a nice logo. This looks like as a snowflake by my best decision, and this one could point the watch what is inside. Inner wooden box, and we put it a little side. Here we find some booklets. I of course worn the watch for 2 weeks right now. I have got some stickers here, what is or was removed in the watch. You see Chopard, and now you see the model name is the Alpine Eagle inside. Here is a nice manual in lots of languages, some nice pictures and information in different languages. Let's put it back. Before we get to the watch, let's see how I received it. I bought the watch from a German retailer. The watch was originally sold by Wempe, that is, I hope I pronounce it right, that is a German watch retailer too, and also an old watchmaker brand, but nowadays they mainly focus on selling watches, I guess. So I got the watch from this shop, or this guy, Ralph Hafner from Stuttgart. This company is super cool, I must tell. They were very quick. They did 1 day UPS shipping on a really reasonable low budget, so very good price. They also provide me one extra link for the watch because I have a little wider wrist as most of the people, and that was as a gift, so amazing. And also got some watch holding box, or what is this, and some nice clothes in green, Rolex green color. I have got here the, maybe if you check watch.de, that will be the page of them. Here is the nice papers and a little card for the extra link. Also got it in a little sticker. So this is very cool, and I asked Chopard, the company, because I won't say friends, but I know people there, and they would sell me an extra link for 140 euros. So this is funny. So I have got a nice envelope, and there was this stamp sticked or fixed to the watch, and I had to cut it with a scissor to remove it. So this show the watch wasn't worn before me. Very unique and cleverly done by the seller, I guess. And here is the paper, or the passport, or the envelope of the Chopard watch. So this is how you got it from a retailer. You see now here is the Wempe sign, and the watch is from 2020, from August as I see. And this is a certificate with nice information about the watch. You got another certificate, a serial number, of the watch too. This is very nice. This is really close to Patek Philippe. I like it this way. Or Vacheron Constantin has got an amazing passport. Check my video about this. And of course I got another Uhren Pass. Very amazing. I simply love it. I simply love this German Ralph Hafner seller. Amazing. So here is the inner wooden box, also in gray. Maybe this would connect it to the gray dial version, but inside we won't find the gray dial version. But the box is gray, and there is a nice silver Chopard printed, hot printed sign there. Very nice. Not a big box. It's relatively small, but feels really compact and unique and elegant. This is how it opens. Here is a nice pusher, works perfectly, and there is the watch. So this is the Chopard Alpine Eagle L size, what means 41mm as diameter, and I will now start lots of things about, or lots of feelings I will tell about the watch, because the size is very, and the look is very different. This is something I never experienced before. If we first check the box inside, you see a huge Alpine Eagle and a huge snowflake logo on the box, and a really unique style of boxing with this huge pillow inside, and mainly all the feeling in the box is some kind of minimalistic for me, because this is nice, this is elegant, this is perfect, this is big but small, and this shows enough and lots of luxurious things, but also it feels minimalistic, and all these words are true for the watch. So let's talk about the watch now. Bring it closer. Here is it. First I must mention, and I hope you see through the video, this dial is something amazing. This is the most beautiful dial and the most interesting texture I ever experienced during my traveling through watch collecting. Absolute amazing. This is some kind of sunburst, because as you may see, as I move it around, the color tone is changing, but not in this Rolex or Audemars Piguet or any other Grand Seiko way. This is really, really soft, really elegant, really gentle. I simply love it. The color tone is amazing. The texture is trying, or not just trying, but it's perfectly whispered the Alpine Eagle eye, retina, or maybe how to say so, the eye of the bird, the Alpine Eagle, is what you can see. The iris, yes, the iris, that is the correct phrase. The iris of the Alpine Eagle whispers on this dial amazingly, amazingly, absolutely amazing, I must tell. I love it and prefer it in blue. There are gray and black, and maybe I saw red, but that must be a Photoshop version, so maybe I saw red too. This blue is something cool. And the watch diameter is 41mm, but as you see, and it would come alive if we check it from a closer distance, there are lots of strange things on this watch, because yes, the diameter is 41. That is, we can say big, so not a small version. It's like the new Rolex Submariners, or bigger than the Audemars Piguet Royal 3940, or bigger than the Patek Philippe Nautilus, because that is 40.2 or 5 if I remember well. So the diameter is big, we can say, or not small, but the dial is really small. The bezel, what can be referred to the Audemars Piguet Royal bezel, of course, designed by Gerard Genta in 1972, if I remember well. So that can be referred to that, but but maybe a bit different. But the wideness of the bezel, or the size of the bezel compared to the dial size, is gives this strange look. It is hard to see on a video because you will see it in real life, or you will see what am I talking about if you put this watch on your wrist. So this is very strange. And also there are polished edges here. So here we got the crown guard, and just like on Patek Philippe Nautilus, there is a fake crown guard here. So what is similar like the crown guard without crown. This is symmetric, but because those parts are highly polished, most of the light reflection and conditions, and because this dial is ultra beautiful and shouting out from the whole look of the watch, you may never realize or see those crown guards there, because highly polished, they are curved left side, the case is here are shaped quickly. So we got here a huge bezel, we got a small dial compared to the bezel, and the case is stopping there. Right now the sides of the crown guards and the bezel side is highly polished, and all these gives an effect like this watch is smaller than 41. It nearly looks like a 39 millimeter diameter watch in real life. So this is very strange, and first for me it was disturbing a bit, but after I worn the watch hours and hours and looked at the watch more often, I started to love this. So this watch is not small, this is 41 millimeter at the diameters, this is a modern stainless steel sport watch, but it has got a nice vintage feeling, and this is downgrade the size in a crazy optical way. Meanwhile the size is not small, so very strange, very strange. I had to live with it, but now I really love it, and this effect is strength by the bracelet, what is amazing, but nearly as wide at the clasps as at the lugs, at the final, at the case. You know, there are no lugs here. This is an ultra integrated bracelet, as you see. So we got here a small dial, and for that a very wide, a very big bracelet. And this bracelet looks like a jewelry bracelet for men. So the whole watch is really unique, really strange at the first sight, and after, at least for me, after wearing it, this is love, falling in love. Not at the first sight, but during the first hour I was wearing the watch, it started to talk to me, and this became a really big love. So if we move forward to the bracelet, this is ultra cool too, absolute high-end and luxury. If you check, highly polished parts in the middle, brushed at the outer links, and also the links edges are highly polished too. Of course I wouldn't accept less from Chopard luxury brand, what is, you may know, a family-owned brand right now, not a small brand, and mainly focusing on jewelry creating, and he has got a strong connection to ethical jewelry and ethical way to get, for example, diamonds and gold. And also Chopard has got its own metallic fabrication like Rolex, because this watch is not the common or typical stainless steel material or alloy was made, but Chopard has developed his own so-called lucent steel alloy, what is in real life is much brighter, even brighter than the Rolex, because Rolex use his own stainless steel alloy too, but this has got much brighter and nicer shine. I like it very much, I must tell, and yes, it can be seen in real life how brighter it is. And they say this is 50% more scratch resistant than the average stainless steel alloy watch industry used to be used. Maybe yes, I already have some very small, barely seen scratches on the highly polished parts, but maybe not that much as you can get it with usual stainless steel. So maybe this is really harder, but you know, I always wear and try to protect my watches on my wrist, so I try to avoid all the scratches, and maybe this lucent steel will help me with it. You see a date window there with the Roman numerals. Some people say this is disturbing. I don't think so. That place is super cool and some kind of camouflage, because if you just look the watch, try to read the time, what is super easy, because yes, the dial is smaller, but the watch, maybe you see on the video, is reflecting so strongly because of this lucent steel. So this has got a very nice shiny face, and also the indexes has got these shiny edges, and the indexes are big, the hands are really big, filled with luminescence painting. I will show a lume shot soon. Easy to read, and with this look, if you don't want to see the date, you simply won't see the date. So because the date disc is in the same color tone like the dial, the eye of the eagle, the iris of the eagle, and also the date window, so the numbers on the date window are white as the dials, sorry, as the numerals too. It is just sitting there, and you won't realize the date. It won't disturb you. It's not just like the Rolex has got that huge peak and absolutely not luxury looking Cyclops eyes. Of course, that is a tool watch, mainly a tool watch where Rolex used the Cyclops window, but with this way the date is in the shadow, and when you need the date, when you need to read the date, well, you find it that and just read it, and that's all. So this is a very clever move, if you ask me. Okay, the clasp, you see it's signed Chopard, is hidden. You not see no opening ears or something like that. This is open like nearly Patek Philippe. You have to just move it this way, and now you can fit the watch on your hand. I guess this is a very nice and clever solution. The watch is 100-meter water resistant. Of course, you will never dive in this watch, but this clasp is secured enough to protect from the accidental opening, but not that strong or difficult opening as, for example, a Patek Philippe Nautilus has, because opening a Patek Philippe Nautilus clasp, that is a pain in the ass connected to the price of that watch, at least by my opinion. That is the movement, in-house manufacture movement, created and manufactured by Chopard itself. This had got 60 hours of power reserve. This is a modern movement. 01.01 and C is the caliber name, and this has got 207 numbers of components, jewelry inside. There is a really small balance bridge there. I hope this watch is durable enough, but I guess Chopard knows what he's doing. This is a nice, not too decorated, but the edges are nicely polished, and I guess this movement fits this watch good enough. One thing with the bracelet, you may see there are no screws at the side because the screws are at the back side of the bracelet. And as I mentioned, I got an extra link. I had to insert the extra link by myself. So this works like you screw out the screw at the link back. Then this highly polished element, what looks like a middle link of the bracelet, can be removed. So that is a little head inside, and this head, if the screws are screwed in, hold strong those little stifts. There are those, and you can move, or that little stiff can be removed from the bracelet links, and you can remove the link, or you can add an additional link. And after that you have to put together the links, you have to insert those little stifts, and then the difficult part is these heads, highly polished heads, had to fit on the link, and then you had to try to screw in the screw correctly, because those screws are screwing to these little highly polished heads. So it's difficult even in telling, and I must add it's not easy in doing this, but I could solve it. Of course, that's not the first link and watch I ever touched with a screwdriver, and this is how it works. And now I give you a wrist check. This is it. So you see the watch is small but not small. Perfect size, but sometimes feels small. Bracelet is huge compared to the watch face, or maybe not. Maybe this is just me, but I love it, I must tell. This is very, very cool. So for me, from now, this is a Patek Philippe Nautilus quality and looking piece, and the reflection, for especially the bracelet, is amazing. Only one thing, the watch is 9.5 millimeter high. If it would be, because the bracelet is thick enough, if it would be around 8.5, that would be the perfect size for me, at least. But this is cool too. So this is how it rides, and let me show you a lume. You see, not even totally dark, and the watch goes in the box, so not even charged, but has got this strong lume effect. It's very nice. I like it. And also in this low light situation you can see this lucent steel is how reflective. It's amazing. Very great quality, if you ask me. Check the dial. Ultra cool. So thank you for watching, and see you later.